Hey, it's your girl Tiffany, and welcome back to Believe It or Not. Girl, I have a video out of Atlanta. Trump stopped by Chick-fil-a, and he got lots of support there. And yes, it came from black people. You know, the Democrats are always trying to corner us to make us vote for them every 4 years, but we see a switch that's going on, girl. And yes, she hugged him tight, and people are saying that she was paid off or it was fake. Girl, it is black people that like Trump, okay? But before we get into this video and I give you my opinion, please subscribe to this channel if you have not already subscribed to this channel. Like, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is hit the button. It doesn't cost you 1 damn cent, and then go over a little bit and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of all the news and entertainment and everything in between that happens here on Believe It or Not. So we're going to get into this video and get her opinion. She has done a interview on Fox today, and we're going to see what she says relating to Trump. Okay, so let's get into this video.
On the campaign trail for one voter who got a big hug from Trump at an Atlanta Chick-fil-a while he met with supporters. Watch.
I don't care what the media tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
We love you.
Okay, 4 p.m. We've been 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a hug.
Please do.
And girl, they saying yes, she was paid off. Paid off? So y'all just thinking that all black people vote Democrat and all black people wants to be a supporter of Biden? You see how the news can make you just think one way, and then when you show them something like this, they want to talk about she was paid? Girl, get out of here. Tell her mama she made it.
Look at the jury. Here to tell us about it is that young woman herself, Michaela Montgomery. She's also the founder of a grassroots political group to conserve the culture. Michaela, I've been waiting for this interview all morning.
I've been waiting for this interview.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Okay.
So thanks so much for joining us. So you told the president when you were hugging him, I don't care what the media says, we support you. Tell me what you meant by that.
I am so glad that is the first question you asked me.
We're telling, girl.
Of course, in the excitement of everything, I wasn't able to really relay my message, but the general consensus or social media would have you thinking that if President Trump were to show up to the HBCU campuses or walk around the AUC community, that like some angry mob would form or a riot.
And see, that's what they have the media having everybody else think, that all black people hate Trump. And I don't get it. Like I said in my last video, I am from the 80s. I was born 1980. And as I was growing up, I seen Trump everywhere with stars, rappers, activists, Al Sharpton, boxers, Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson still likes him and endorses him to this day. It makes it seem like when he comes around, we're going to be mad. No. Everybody in their rap videos or in songs always said when they grow up, they want to be like Trump. So now all of a sudden, we don't like Trump because y'all want him to say that he's racist? Where? Show me. Proof.
And that he would not be welcome. And clearly the sentiment in that room the other day was the complete opposite. He was very welcome. People were excited to see him. People showed up in support of him. And people, of course, were from all 4 institutions within the AUC, the local HBCU community in Atlanta. And they all showed up in support of him. So it's actually kind of crazy to see people in an uproar when all 4 institutions were legitimately represented, and all 4 institutions were represented by said students who wanted to support President Trump.
You know, Michaela.
And my thing is, just like she said, everybody was there from all 4 institutions, all gave their support to Trump, and, you know, took pictures with him and asked him questions and cheered him on. And they want to say that those was paid actors. So allegedly, when Biden has his rallies and black people is there, are those paid actors too?
I appreciate that we were able to not only let him know that regardless of what social media says, you know, I know they're trying to make us think we're supposed to hate you, but we don't. And additionally, it was a learning experience for my students because they were able to see and experience firsthand how the media can warp the perception of an opinion or a person.
That's why I tell you guys to do your own research, even when you're listening to me and I give you information or facts, which I know I have done my research. That's why I'm on here telling you. Still go do your own research. Just don't look at the media and say, oh, that is true. Oh, yes, he's a racist. Oh, this, oh, that. No, go do your research for yourself because I don't remember Trump passing no laws to put black people in jail back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. I wonder who that was.
As I said, to think that these students who attend these illustrious institutions aren't smart enough to make their own decisions.
That's
so
right.
much so that they would only show support for Trump because he bought chicken sandwiches and milkshakes.
And see, that's an insult. So you're just saying because we black people like chicken. Every culture around here loves chicken. We just not the only ones. And loves milkshakes. So now because we got a chicken and a milkshake that we was just going to say, oh, here is our vote. You see how rude and that's like assaulting my intelligence that I can't think for myself or go read and study on a person and make sure my decision and whoever I'm voting for is the right vote. How degrading.
That is the most disturbing part of it all, especially when you think about the fact that it was mainly urban media outlets that were doing everything in their power to turn other black people against these young black kids who simply were not shy to explore other options.
It's so incredible, and I think you hit it on the head. By the way, the former president, gave a lot of funding to HBCUs.
Now, kick that. Did you just hear that? He gave a lot of funding to HBCUs. Yes, he did. When he was in office. Yes, he did. And I believe Ice Cube went to Joe Biden to ask him about the things that we needed. And you know what he told Ice Cube? He told Ice Cube, come back to me when I get in office. Ice Cube came back to his ass and he still haven't did nothing that was on those lists that we needed as a black community. He used us to get his ass up in that office and said, forget about it because y'all finna be replaced by the new immigrants and migrants that I'm letting come through. Now kick that.
One of the highlights of my childhood was my HBCU tour to figure out what college I wanted to go to. But tell me about the former president and his policies. What is it about him that is gravitating these young people toward the president? And a lot of people, traditionally Republicans don't do well in black America, but a lot of young black Americans like the former president. What is it about him?
But you guys got to understand, back when black people was, I'm saying like, I want to say back when the 1800s or anything like that, all black people, mostly black people, 95% of black people was Republic. But then here come the Democrats promising black people money and all kinds of programs and to rely on them. And look what happened. Put us right back on a plantation, they did. And then people got to realize, Republicans, when we were slaves, Republicans was the ones that was advocating and they had that bill to set us free. Democrats wanted us to say slaves. Go do your research.
I think, and this is a sentiment I get a lot coming from the young people themselves, is that they feel like he's honest. They feel like this is somebody who, while we might not agree with how he says things, how he goes about things, at least he's telling us what it is. We don't feel like this is a snake in the grass waiting for his chance to bite.
Come on now,
this
girl.
This is somebody who's telling us, this is what my plan is. Here's how I plan to execute it. Here's the people involved, and here's how you can get involved. So they just feel like he's more relatable. And I don't say that to say that, like, you know, they all relate to him. But again, he gives you that relatable feeling to where it's like, hey, I'm just like you. You know me. This is what you said you wanted. here's what I'm going to try to do about it. They really feel like this is somebody who's talking to them and not just saying what they want to hear.
And see, and that's the whole thing about Trump. We know Trump, the way he can bring out stuff, it could just be like, man, why you say it like that? But then when you listen to what he said, he telling the damn truth. The delivery was bad, but he telling the truth. Everything don't have to be wrapped up in a nice little pretty old bow in a box looking pretty, like somebody, Biden, tried to present to us. And then when we open a damn box, the motherfucker is empty. Come on now. That's how Biden do us. He want to wrap his little saying and promises in a bow, but they're empty. The boxes are empty. At least with Trump, I know what I'm getting. Okay? And if you want to chop it up with me in the comments, leave your comments, okay? And let me know. Do you like the way Trump delivers his message, or is it too harsh? Let me know in the comments, okay?
Michaela, what has Biden done for our community? What has he done for Black America?
Listen to her right here. This is what the media wants you to forget about. This is what the media has been covering up, what Joe Biden has done when he was in the Senate, okay? Listen to her. And this is why Black people are changing their minds, because this information is going around and you can't stop the truth.
Well, he locked up a lot of people that look like me, and they're still sitting in jail waiting for, justice and appeal of some sort. So when it comes to what Joe Biden has done for Black America, if we look specifically at his record as a senator,
look at it.
It wasn't
as a senator.
It wasn't something that benefited us at all. If anything, one could argue that he dedicated his entire senatorial.
He dedicated his whole Senate career to locking us up. Even if you had like a little bag of, herbals, and you know what I'm talking about. You went to jail for 10 years. But his son allegedly can do crack all through the White House, allegedly. Can have unregistered pow-pows, allegedly. Looking at pornography all on his laptop, allegedly. And his ass is not in jail. But it's okay for him to be out of jail, but everybody else that look like me goes to jail and have not done half of the shit that his son has done. Come on now. Ooh.
To disrupting the way of life, for Black people. He didn't want Black kids going to the same school as his kids. He didn't want Black people walking on the sidewalk along with his mother and grandmother. So the fact that...
And he said these things. Go do your research. And the Democrats wondering why Black people is not voting for him. He has said these things. At first, people didn't believe it until, TikTok. That's the information truth teller right there. You can find anything on TikTok. And on TikTok, this information is circulating, videos of Joe Biden saying these things about Black people. Just like I said, when he was campaigning to be the president about 4 years ago, before he got to Georgia, his ass was losing. What happened? He went in that back room allegedly and promised a lot of Black leaders a lot of promises. And what happened? The Black leaders got the Black people rallied up and all hyped up about Joe Biden. And that's how he won his presidency. Soon as he went to Georgia and came his ass out of Georgia, he had all the Black votes. And then you have George Floyd death and all those riots going on. And then you had all these Black advocates coming out, and they're paid, allegedly, to keep the Black people in line. They came out and did what they had to do, just to find out 4 years later, here come inflation, and we in the same situation. He said that he was going to unify the party, but he didn't unify the world or the party. He divided it, took it down, broke it down. Now everybody walking around here broke. And you telling me you still want me to vote for Joe Biden? Hell no.
Ignore these things that were said on the Senate floor. Like, this is somebody who passed legislation with the sole intent of oppressing a certain community. And we're going to act like that didn't happen, or we're going to act like it will be overshadowed by somebody's comments a few years down the line that made us feel some type of way. Feeling some type of way is completely different when you can feel a certain type of way at home. There's people who are, you know, as of right now, spending the rest of their lives in jail because now Joe Biden thought that they deserved it, as if there isn't retribution. And then you had somebody like Trump come in and give us the First Step Act to try and right the wrongs that were done with this 3 strikes rule.
He did that.
Nobody's talking about that.
Michaela,
nobody's talking about that. I know, me too.
You can call me.
You need to have her back on.
We'll make it happen. We'll bring you back on, and we'll talk about the president's plan to win more black voters. Michaela, thank you so much. Thanks for being bold. We'll talk soon.
Now, that was the video. Now, what do you think about this? Joe Biden has not done nothing for the black people. He sat up in his Senate seat and made decisions for a lot of black people in their lives, tore apart families, for the same thing that his son is doing, okay? Same thing. And you want me to believe that he care about black folks? Now, one could argue that Trump doesn't, but at least Trump has put an effort to do something for the black community. Okay? So my question to you is, do you believe it or not? Do you believe Trump is better for the black community, or do you think Trump or Biden is better than for the black community? If so, leave your comments in the comment section. If not, leave your comments in the comment section and we could chop it up, even if we don't disagree. Even if we do disagree, okay? We could be respectable and still think differently, okay? And like I said, if you have not hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. What are you waiting for? You see, I'm fabulous. And if you need to hit that bell so you can be notified of all the entertainment and news and everything in between that goes down here on Believe It or Not. And that was the video. Peace.